Picture this. You are a child, lacing up your boots before sunrise, braving rain-soaked pitches and muddy fields, all for the love of football. You dream of the day you will wear your nation's colors, singing the anthem while millions watch. Now, that dream has come true. You stand shoulder to shoulder with your teammates in the Euro 2025 semi-finals. For England's women's team, the Lionesses, this is not just another fixture. It is the culmination of generations of struggle, a testament to resilience and progress. But even as cheers echo through packed stadiums and fans unite in celebration, a darker struggle rages far from the grass and floodlights. It is the insidious, invisible war of online racism, a force that threatens to overshadow the very spirit of the beautiful game. Football is so much more than 90 minutes of play. It is culture, identity, and, at its best, a force for unity. Over the last decade, women's football has undergone a transformation that few could have predicted. Once relegated to the margins, it now commands global attention. The FIFA Women's World Cup in 2023 drew a colossal audience. Over 1 billion people tuned in from across continents. In England, the Lionesses have become household names, their faces adorning billboards and inspiring young girls everywhere to believe, this game is for you too. This summer's Euro semi-final between England and Italy is more than just a sporting event. Broadcaster ITV predicts that over 8 million people across the United Kingdom will watch the match, a figure larger than the population of Switzerland or Denmark. In anticipation, local councils and pub owners have secured special licenses to keep venues open until 1 o'clock in the morning, transforming city streets into jubilant rivers of fans clad in red and white, united by hope. For many, this is a time of national pride, community, and optimism. But as the crowds swell and the spotlight grows, so do the shadows. The digital age has brought fans and athletes closer than ever, blurring boundaries between the pitch and the public. Social media platforms, once heralded as tools for connection, have become double-edged swords. They offer athletes a direct line to their supporters, but also leave them vulnerable to waves of anonymous vitriol. The data is sobering. During the 2023 Women's World Cup, FIFA's Social Media Protection Service identified over 7,000 hateful comments directed at players. These are not rare, isolated cases. They represent a persistent, systemic problem that has only intensified as the women's game has soared in popularity. Lotte Wubben-Moy, a stalwart defender and role model for thousands, has made the heartbreaking decision to boycott social media entirely, citing the unrelenting tide of abuse. Her withdrawal is more than a personal act. It is a damning indictment of the digital space that was supposed to foster connection, not cruelty. The story of Jess brings this crisis into sharp relief. Carter, capped 49 times for England, has shown throughout the tournament, starting every game and anchoring the defense with poise and grit. Yet from the first whistle, she has been inundated by racially charged abuse online, insults targeting not her skill, but her very identity. In a frank public statement, Carter said, "Whilst I feel every fan is entitled to their opinion on performance and result, I don't agree or think it's okay to target someone's appearance or race." The impact has been so severe that Carter has relinquished control of her social media accounts to a professional team, choosing self-preservation over continued exposure. This is not a sign of weakness, but of strength, an act of resistance and self-care in the face of relentless hostility. England manager Sarina Wiegman did not mince words in her response. At a pre-match press conference, she declared, "It's really sad that we have to be occupied by this. It's ridiculous and disgusting what's happening. It goes beyond football. We have to support Jess." Her voice, both determined and tinged with sorrow, resonated through the media room. Georgia Stanway, a midfield maestro and another pillar of the Lionesses, added, "People like that don't deserve to be called fans." The entire squad issued a collective statement. "We stand with Jess and all Lionesses players past and present who have suffered racism. No one should have to endure such vile abuse, be that in football or any walk of life." These words reflect a deep unity within the England camp, but they also signal a turning point. For years, the Lionesses have taken the knee before matches, a gesture that swept across football after the murder of George Floyd, symbolizing solidarity and protest against racism. Now, the team has decided to stand before kickoff, acknowledging that symbolic acts alone are no longer enough. Hopefully, this will bring up more conversation and change. We want more action to be made. Our stance and our opinion stays the same, Stanway explained. The message is clear. It is time to move from symbolism to substance, from awareness to action. Football's authorities have taken note. The Football Association is working closely with law enforcement to investigate and prosecute those responsible for online hate crimes. FIFA has toughened its disciplinary code, extending bans and increasing financial penalties for racist abuse. UEFA's online abuse program now operates during major tournaments, monitoring posts in real time, flagging and reporting offensive content. The United Kingdom government is exploring new laws to hold social media platforms accountable, pressuring them to remove toxic content swiftly and protect users more effectively. But here's the challenge. During a high-profile tournament, tens of thousands of posts flood social platforms every single day. Algorithms and human moderators struggle to keep up. For every abusive message taken down, dozens more slip through. Even with technological advances, the sheer scale of digital communication makes complete prevention nearly impossible. Jess Carter's ordeal is a stark reminder that, while policies are important, they are not a panacea. True progress demands cultural transformation, not just enforcement. The problem that confronts England is not unique to women's football. It is a global crisis. As the profile and prestige of the women's game rise, so does the volume and intensity of abuse. Research from the Professional Footballers Association reveals that women players are disproportionately targeted by racist and sexist messages online compared to their male counterparts. If left unchecked, this toxic environment threatens to drive talented players away, discourage young girls from pursuing their dreams, and erode the sense of unity that football is supposed to foster. Lucy Bronze, one of England's most decorated players and a vocal advocate for equality, summed up the dilemma. The bigger the game gets, the bigger the noise becomes. But we're not open to abuse. Her words speak for countless athletes who accept criticism as part of the job but refuse to accept hate. Despite these daunting challenges, there are signs of hope. The Lionesses' current crisis has galvanized not only their own squad, but the wider footballing community. Governing bodies are investing in sophisticated monitoring tools. FIFA's Social Media Protection Service, for example, flagged over 7,000 abusive messages in the last Women's World Cup, providing vital evidence for police and social media companies. The United Kingdom government's proposed legislation would force platforms to act faster and impose real consequences for failing to protect users. The Football Association is deepening its collaboration with law enforcement, ensuring that offenders can be prosecuted in court, not just banned from stadiums or platforms. Education is now at the forefront. Campaigns to teach fans about respect, empathy, and digital citizenship are being rolled out at every level. From grassroots clubs to professional academies, schools are incorporating lessons about the responsible use of technology and the impact of online words. The Lionesses themselves have become powerful advocates, using their platform to encourage positive behavior and to call out hate wherever it appears. This battle is not new. Throughout football's history, players have faced discrimination, whether for race, gender, nationality, or even religion. In the 80s and 90s, players like John Barnes in England and Mario Balotelli in Italy endured racist chants and monkey noises hurled from the stands. Decades of campaigning, legislation, and zero-tolerance policies have made stadiums safer and more inclusive. But as the battleground shifts online, the fight has grown more complex and, in some ways, more insidious. Social media's power lies in its reach. Fans from Tokyo to Lagos to Buenos Aires can connect with their heroes in real time, sharing in triumphs and heartbreak. But the same platforms that amplify joy can also serve as megaphones for hate. The anonymity of the digital world emboldens people to say things they would never dare utter in person. For the targets of this abuse, the consequences are devastating. Studies show that exposure to online hate can lead to anxiety, depression, and even decisions to retire early from the sport they love. Mental health professionals are sounding the alarm. The psychological toll of constant abuse can erode an athlete's self-confidence, sap their motivation, and diminish their performance. The pressure to succeed is already immense for elite players. Adding the burden of racism can become unbearable. Recognizing this, the Lionesses have strengthened their support systems, ensuring every player has access to counseling, psychological resources, and a network of care. But lasting change requires more than institutional support. It demands a shift in culture, and that starts with fans. Every act of solidarity matters. A supportive message to a player, reporting an abusive comment, or simply refusing to share toxic posts can help drown out negativity and create a more inclusive environment. We, as viewers, wield real power in shaping the culture of football. The responsibility also extends to parents, coaches, and local clubs. Teaching respect, empathy, and digital literacy from a young age can inoculate future generations against the worst aspects of online culture. Football clubs are beginning to invest in workshops and seminars on diversity, equality, and responsible online behavior, bringing players, staff, and supporters together in candid conversations about these vital issues. The Lionesses' decision to stop taking the knee is not a retreat, it is a strategic pivot, a recognition that gestures must evolve, and that the fight against racism demands creativity and persistence. Jess Carter captured this spirit when she said, "Hopefully speaking out will make the people writing this abuse think twice, so that others won't have to deal with it." We have made some historic changes with this Lionesses squad that I am so proud to be a part of, and my hope is that by speaking out about this, it will make another positive change for all. The stakes are immense. The result of the semifinal against Italy will be determined on the field, but the broader fight against racism will continue long after the final whistle. The Lionesses are determined to leave a legacy that transcends trophies, a legacy of courage, inclusion, and progress. Their stance has drawn support from every corner of the sporting and political world. FIFA President Gianni Infantino stated, "There is no place for racism in football or in society. We stand with Jess. We stand with every player and every individual who has suffered from racist abuse." United Kingdom Labour Party leader Keir Starmer echoed the sentiment. "There is no place for racism in football or anywhere in society. I stand with Jess, the Lionesses, and any players who have suffered racism, on and off the pitch." The path forward is not easy. Technology will remain an essential tool, but it cannot replace the human values of empathy, solidarity, and vigilance. Progress will require education, legislation, and the persistent advocacy of fans, players, and institutions alike. Together, the football community can set new standards for behavior, both online and in stadiums, creating an environment where every player can thrive without fear. What does all this mean for you, as a fan and viewer? It is a call to action. Your words and actions matter. A single positive message, a report of abuse, or a conversation about respect and inclusivity can send ripples far beyond your own screen. Whether you are watching the game in a crowded pub, posting on social media, or talking football with friends and family, you are a vital part of the culture that shapes the sport's future. As the Lionesses prepare for their semifinal showdown, they carry not just their own hopes, but the aspirations of millions who believe in a better, fairer game. The match against Italy is more than a contest for a place in the final. It is a litmus test for football and for society. Will we stand up to hate, demand accountability, and insist on change? Or will we allow the toxic tide of online abuse to continue, unchecked? History teaches us that progress is rarely smooth. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and moments when it feels like nothing is changing. But the unity of the Lionesses, the groundswell of support from fans, and the determination of authorities all point toward a new era. The Lionesses are not backing down, and neither should we. Let's not forget, more than 8 million people are expected to watch this semifinal in the United Kingdom alone. That is an audience greater than the entire population of Austria. The world is watching, not just to see who wins, but to judge how we respond to racism and hate. If you believe that football should be for everyone, your voice counts. Join the movement. Share your support. Report abuse wherever you find it. Celebrate not only the athletic brilliance of the Lionesses, but also their courage and determination to fight for justice. As the referee's whistle pierces the air and the match begins, remember, the true victory will not be measured solely in goals or trophies, but in the progress we make, together, toward a future where every player can step onto the pitch free from fear, and every fan can celebrate the game in a spirit of respect and unity. Let's make that future a reality. One voice, one action, one match at a time. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is the most effective way to combat online hate in football? Your voice could be the spark that lights the way to lasting change. Let's keep this crucial